¿A dónde está papi? 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 ¿A dónde está papi?
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Monday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Monday. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Derry Bennett, Heat, Michael Hassler. How's it going, everybody? I'm so glad it's Monday. I can't believe I said that. I understand. I, too, cannot believe it is Monday. Weekends can be awesome. I was busy, but I didn't catch any good streams. Oof. My class are welcome. The best ones are sometimes the small ones. I imagine the streams. In which case, yes, I agree. That's right. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the stream, do the thing. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Weekends are too short. Weekends are too short. I'll tell you that. Real quick, shout out to Garbage Bionic. Thank you for the uh, offline follow, and 6 Factorial. Thank you for the follow. Please, y'all, consider checking out the merch. True. Really does help us out, okay? Any support is greatly appreciated. Folks, also join the Discord the last Saturday of every month. There's a movie night, so feel free to join. Check it out. The last Saturday of this month is in essentially like 3 weeks. Cosmic Seeking, happy Monday. It is Monday. Get a tip jar. There's a tip jar. It's just hidden because I used to have like a virtual tip jar that would actually like interact if you tipped it. Like you could do it in different ways. Like it would like it would fill out if you put biddies into it or subscriptions and just regular direct money, and it would just kind of fill up. But that sounds pretty interesting. I had it. Well, maybe I'm thinking about a different. Maybe I'm thinking about my older channel. But I did have a tip jar. I thought you used your tip jar for razor blades. No, I don't have razor blades. I don't need razor blades. I got like fancy. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Even the new fancy electric razors have like. I have the one that has the replaceable blade. How was the Grammys? I didn't watch it. Don't really care. I'm gonna be honest. But anyways, you can actually use the command tip, and I think it should work. Yeah, hey, there he goes. Oh, don't you like Taylor Swift? Eh. I mean, I respect her as an artist. But, like, her music isn't really my thing. I'm gonna be honest. I thought I heard something about, Killer Mike. Yeah, I think he got arrested and taken out of the that was the Grammys, right? Where he was escorted out by police. It was over some nonsense. I don't think they went into much detail, but like from what I understood and the official like statement was it was really like a whole big nothing burger. It was like some misdemeanor nonsense that was resolved probably by by the end of the night. So I don't know if like anything even happened. But yeah. Oh, a scuffle with security. Is that what happened? Got it. Taylor Swift is like kryptonite for the MAGA people? Nah. I personally don't think so. They made a whole big deal about it, but it's just this week's outrage. That's all that was. All that was is that's what the conservatives needed to be angry about that week. Got to keep that outrage machine. They're struggling to keep Donald in the news. No, I think he's doing a pretty fine job of maintaining himself on the news in one way or another. If there's one thing that Donald Trump excels at is finding himself in the news. All right, folks, we got to keep it going. You left out for the grossest reasons? I mean, yeah, sometimes. Sometimes he gets himself into the news for pretty gross reasons. Sometimes, very scary reasons. All right. We gotta do this because, this is pretty funny. Okay? This is purely for entertainment reasons. Okay, folks?
Hip hop is an attitude. It's right here. It's how you feel. It's a style.
Nice.
Oh my
So it can go
lord.
out.
I am dying
like
to get your thoughts on a new rap song that dropped from
Oh,
rap
God.
artist Ben Shapiro and Tom McDonald. So let me
Canadian,
share
by
the
the way.
lyrics.
Wait, is this the same one that went? This is the one song.
It's
Okay,
Wet
Yeah.
ass P word, right?
I've heard it.
yeah,
Well,
Wait.
the guy, yeah,
This
from
is-
the wet
yeah,
ass P word.
That guy,
but he's, yeah.
different song.
yeah. I wish
Yeah.
I could play it for you, but we can't because of copyright. But you're
Oh, yeah.
gonna be happier not having to hear it. You can look it up. But there's a lot to this. So first of all, before I get to Ben Shapiro, there's a line
I
from
can do the
Tom
voice if you want.
McDonald. Oh my God! Yes,
Who did
yes.
it? Who did it?
I have the soundboard that I can change my voice like this, so if you want, I can read it.
That's good because you just scared me.
That's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Much prefer when you do the fluffies. Well, unfortunately, the news is the news. Now, this is great. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I was like, who was that?
We're off to a great start. David kicking it up a notch. I mean, quite literally, he's got a voice enhancer, a voice changer. I've got a voice changer too. I just don't know if I could do that. I think I have the ability to make the voices deeper. I have different effects, but yeah, none of those are like David's. I hope Bakita is doing well. Yep, she's doing quite well. I just watched the video clips. Benny just stands there like he's AI generated and his mouth only moves. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, this is the same guy who literally tweeted, if you think rap music is real music, then you're an idiot or something to the effect. Something to that effect. Ben thinks he looks hard, but he just looks paralyzed.
So there's
The cool kid's philosopher. Man, I want to know who coined. I really want to know who coined that term for Ben. The video has 13 million views, so it's not a failure. It's 100% a failure. 13 million views? Really? That's it? Is Buddy still with you? Yep, he is sleeping. As far as music goes. Yeah. That's decent for an artist from not a big label. I think it was someone on the NYT editorial board. Wait, who? What? The video? Have you seen the actual video? Yeah, I have. Well, I've seen clips of it. Let me rephrase that. I've seen the clip. Who coined the cool kids philosopher? Gotcha. Sorry. According to the NYT editorial board, Ben Shapiro, the cool kids philosopher. That's right. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I have seen the part of the video with Ben Shapiro throwing down his bars.
There's a line in here from Tom McDonald about like American flags and how they're just gone. Apparently, this man is Canadian, so I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like this is stolen valor in a way.
Is he Canadian? I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
oh, God.
That's y'all.
He's
Of course.
Canadian.
Why are all the worst
What?
people one of us?
Yeah, thanks. We need a border on the northern side.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Okay, everybody's talking about a Canada or a Mexico
He
border.
actually
We need it on
comes
the
from the
north.
Vancouver hip hop scene. It sucks.
I've seen
it's really
this.
brutal.
I've seen it. I think
Oh
he
my
mentioned
God.
Nikki
Yeah.
in this. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he
this
did.
is his verse right here. If you want to go ahead and read it, David, in the voice, I'll zoom in here.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh my god. I love this. Half the right-wing pundits in the U.S. are Canadian. Boy, right. Super concerned about what's happening in in the United States. Bro, you're not even from here.
Can you rap it with that voice, David? Can you?
Oh, is he really gonna try to rap it? That's hilarious. Please tell me David's gonna try to rap this. And they're sending the racists, they're sending their bigots. And some people are fine people. As shit as hits, 13 million from a small label is good.
Really give us the full bench.
I haven't heard.
I haven't heard the full song, so it might be. I'm not sure how the rhythm goes on this song.
Do your
but
best.
Come on. We need to hear that flow. We need to hear that flow, David. Ben isn't rapping, he's just talking in his normal voice in the video. He's trying to rap, okay? He's trying. Whether or not that was a success is a whole other debate, but he's definitely rapping, or at least he's trying to.
I'll just.
There is no rhythm.
I'll see what I can
I've
do
heard
with the
it.
voice.
There is.
Come on, give us your flow, man. Give us your best. You can't criticize Ben Shapiro and not have the flow. I find his attempts at a career in entertainment media adorable. Yeah, but no, I can't even say that because like Ben Shapiro is like a horrible human being, a human person, a horrible human being. So yeah, it's laughable. It's laughable because this is the same person who like literally said something to the effect of like rap music isn't music. Yeah.
Is no
Yeah,
rhythm.
just
Right,
just-
there's-
yeah.
yeah.
I figured there was.
There's more auto tune than you're using right now. Like just
Fact.
Right.
Hard.
All
fact.
right. Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts. My money like Lizzo. My pockets are fat.
Yeah, there you go. Holy crap, he's got the Ben Shapiro flow. He did it. This is exactly how he sounds. Yeah, it's literally exactly how that sounds. Canadian music and singers Justin Bieber, Celine Dion, Alanis Morissette, Neil Young, Feist. Sometimes they send it. Sometimes, okay.
Oh my
Homie, I'm
God.
epic. Don't be a wap.
Oh my god, it's literally just like him.
Dog, it's a Yarmer. What?
It's a
Yarmulke.
yarmulke, buddy. Someone's favorite remedy.
It's a yarmulke, homie, no cap.
I would not.
Yarmulke. See,
Dog, it's a
never- I
yarmulke,
never-
homie. No cap. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing.
It is. Keep going.
Look at the graphs. Look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. You're going to prison. I'm on television. Dogs, no one knows who you are. Keep hating on me on the
Yeah. Cool.
internet. My comment section all woke Karens. And I make racks off compound interest. Y'all live with your parents. Nikki, take some notes.
Wow, dude. Oh man, such an epic own. That's true. Rush did come from Canada. Okay, I'll give him that. That's true. That's very true.
Notes. I did this for fun. All my people download this. Let's get a Billboard #1.
And he did.
Terrible.
On Apple or
Allegedly.
Spotify. One of those he did, but great job, David. You gave
yeah,
it a
thank
full
you.
voice.
That was
You
better
had
than
a
Ben
little-
Shapiro.
I got sound effects.
Oh,
there you
Nice.
go. You got a plus
there you
two.
go.
Man, David Dole, executive producer of the freaking The Leftist Mafia podcast. There you go. With the soundboard and everything.
I also got applause.
Hey!
A double applause. Bro.
Well, I could do better.
Oh,
There we
shoot!
go.
That's better.
here's your fun.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
You guys.
Oh my God.
But it was terrible.
I'm sorry, that was great. Perfect timing. Man, I feel left out. I need my soundboard back. I feel left out.
We covered that. Yes, very clownish. We covered that on Saturday, and we talked about it. Not Ben Shapiro, Ben Dixon. We were going over it, and the guy. Here they go. You see how they don't want? They make the argument. Oh, don't she talking about defunding the police while we protect her? These are the same people right here that can't stand nothing black. Right? Got an issue with WAP. Got an issue with everything. But takes the culture. Takes
The king of UK has a big C. I heard about that, but you know, it's old. It's old. He's old. It happens. That's true.
rap. The guy that's in the video, the Canadian, faux braids, right? Tattoos all over, trying to do the look, right? The urban look.
Completely draped in freaking American flags and whatnot.
And he had to add him to that song to give
He
it
had
some
a
kind
grill.
of power. And he mentioned
Did he really? I
Nicki.
didn't even notice that. Oh my
It's terrible.
god.
I seen the video. We played the video on Saturday, and I'm like, this is terrible. He has on a hoodie, mind you. The hoodie is synonymous with thugs. We know what happened to Trayvon Martin, but he got the hoodie on in the video. All of these problematic things, and he has to rap, and he has to try to use a beat and the voice, and he can't even stay on beat. He was on the down beat, the middle beat. He ain't do right. I heard it, and so he does all of this. He uses our culture to try to promote what. And then say he's better than Nicki. But the thing is, it did reach, I think, #1 on Apple or something like that. But
Well, it's
he
on
did.
iTunes, which
It's on. Yeah, but
But
it
I
is
mean,
number
you
one
know,
globally
like,
right now.
streaming
That,
and
Which
be
means you
number
have to
one.
buy
Oh.
music. Who buys
Yes.
music? Really old people.
right.
he also hates wet ass pussy. That's pretty wild.
That's very true. I don't have Apple Music.
I've never
Yeah.
seen anyone hate it as much as Ben Shapiro does. You know? It's
Yeah,
just like
actually,
a
he prefers it
constant
dry.
feeling.
His
Yeah,
doctor
no, I
wife
know.
said it's perfectly normal for women to be
I
dry.
forgot
so-
about that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the
He's had
throwback.
so many embarrassing moments publicly that it's amazing
That
that
is
he
so
still has any
terrible.
kind of cultural power whatsoever. It's just
Yeah. Well,
Unbelievable.
what's funny about this is somebody on Twitter pointed out. I wish I could credit them. I don't remember who said it, but so when Tom McDonald released this, there was a bunch of anti-Semitism in response because Ben Shapiro was part of it.
Yeah, 100%. Like if you look at the actual comments from from Tom McDonald's original post, like his fans, it's all just a bunch of freaking Nazis. It's all just a bunch of Nazis. The rapper McDonald says he's not making your sons into thugs, but he's all tatted up with these disgusting thin braids. But don't lie, like you do you, but don't lie about it. Yeah. Cam Christ, conscious. Welcome.
Right? So
I didn't
yeah,
know that.
there's a bunch of
Oh, yeah, this dude's
anti-Semitism.
got a lot of far right. This dude's got a lot of far right
a lot of
followers.
a lot of
I
Nazis
mean,
following
when you
him.
sing about like right wing conspiracy,
Yeah, no surprises there. I mean, like literally, go look. I don't even know. Like, I'm pretty sure I even screenshotted some of them, or maybe that was Tim Pool. I don't know. But if you go to the original post and you see like a bunch of Nazis commenting saying like, "Oh, it looks like they got to you," you know, things like that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I even made a comment about it. Let me just take a quick scroll. Oh yeah, here it is. Hey everyone, is this the stream where Rebecca told everyone what happened when she got pulled over? No? Right before this segment, that was nuts. Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about the leftist mafia. Just ignore me, Sharpie Diesel. Just ignore me. Okay? Took me like a whole 5 seconds to kind of go around, to get, yeah, just ignore me. Where is it? Yeah, it's boomer brain. I guess you can't pay off mortgages you have now or get that new car. You lost me, Tom. Tom McDonald and the Thrifty Cents. Yeah. Pepe posting. Nick was better at it? Jewish Jay-Z? Oof. Not a fan of Ben, but definitely dope video. It's the end times. Ultra Maga says cringe. Kinda sucks, yada yada yada. Man, where's the good comments? You've jumped the shark collaborating with the Zionist. Yeah. I don't think this person means like. Yeah. Yeah. She means Jewish people. Ben Shapiro, really? American flags, Trump. Yeah. Makes sense. Cool. Slayer. Comments aren't looking good. I don't listen to Jew rap. Phenomenal stuff. Pathetic Goy. Phenomenal stuff. I'm pretty sure this is a Nazi. Yeah. I used to like you, but then you dropped off. Yeah. more Nazi shit. There were some really, really Nazi comments later. Yeah, I bet this guy's a Nazi too. Yeah. Another Nazi. Where's the, you were both born to rap? They love getting banned. It's a badge of honor. Yeah, that's kind of like when I know, when I know like a troll is trying to, do that to collect bans, I usually just keep timing them out. I can't stand Jew Shapiro. You sold out on this. Jesus Christ. Hebrews over Goyim, definitely a freaking Nazi. Yeah, liberty first. Definitely a freaking Nazi. Another Nazi. The guy who wants to censor everything that shows uncomfortable facts about Jewish people has the audacity to wear hoodies with "facts don't care about your feelings." Oof. Yeah. I think we got the picture on this one. How Tom really dresses. Another Nazi. Another Nazi. An industry plant. Rap about corrupt people, but yet featuring one, you know, a Jewish person, simply for the fact that he's Jewish. Probably think you're going to get rewarded for being a good goyim. Jesus Christ. Yeah, another Nazi. Another Nazi. Another Nazi. They got to you too. Another Nazi. Yeah, I think we get the point, right? Is the point made? I didn't realize how much to hate Ben for his identity. I dislike him for his actions. Oh yeah, no, these are just Nazis, okay? These are just Nazis. Like Ben is facilitating the far right. Ben is facilitating and actively helping the far right, people like these Nazis, and they still are not going to like him just because he's Jewish. That's it. That's all they need to know about Ben Shapiro. Doesn't matter if he's actually has actually been pretty instrumental in furthering the far right. That doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he's Jewish, and that's the only thing that they care about. I think it was No, I'm actually pretty sure. It was the Majority Report that pointed out that like Ben like purposely he wears a yarmulke. He wears yarmulke all the time because he's like very like religiously traditional. And he wears a black yarmulke so that it completely blends in and you barely see it when he does his broadcast. Essentially what they were saying, I'm paraphrasing because I forget, like the Majority Report has mentioned this a while ago. Like essentially it's because, he's Jewish and he will be targeted by Nazis because he's Jewish. Which makes Ben more of an idiot. Yeah, he thinks that his wealth insulates him, his wealth and his position insulates him, but at the end of the day, like these Nazis, they don't care.
Theories all the time, then naturally you're going to
Makes
have
sense.
a right-wing conspiracy theorist audience. And the whole his replies on Twitter were just full of like, I'm not supporting you anymore. You're dead to me. What are you? Are you a globalist now? Things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I think obviously some time has passed since this song has been released, but like you can tell what the comment section looked like. Okay, I think I gave a thorough example of what the comment section looked like.
Yeah. And
then of course there were just the comments that just went in all caps, Jew.
Right.
You know,
it was
that's
like
what
it was
happens, right.
overt anti-Semitism, and he doesn't realize that he kind of boxed himself into a corner. Tom McDonald.
Oh, I think he realizes. No, these guys.
Well,
aren't
he
stupid.
tried.
Like
He tried so hard to because he's kind of a one-trick pony now. All of his songs are, "I hate SJWs. You're offended. You're triggered. You're a snowflake." And so he did is okay. I don't know when this was. It was a couple of years ago. He did a song called "If I Were Black." And he photoshopped himself as a black person on the cover, by the way. But the song itself was him trying to be serious and talk about racism. And
who
can you
did
guess
that?
what the reaction was from the audience?
Ben?
Can you guess?
No,
Tom
not Ben.
McDonald. So this
That'd
is
be
the guy
amazing.
who
the guy
did.
in the song.
Yeah,
Tom
yeah.
McDonald.
Yeah. So he tried to do a song actually being serious about the reality of racism, ironically, with the art being him photoshopping himself being black. And his audience, they didn't like it because they don't want to be told that racism is real. They want to be told that it's fake and that anyone who cries about it is an SJW. So it's so funny that now this person is like forced to just make song after song about SJW. Like he is the music equivalent, and music is charitable. He's the music equivalent of like an anti-SJW YouTuber from like 2015. It's insane.
True.
Now press that button
True.
to launch on WP Engine and get the fastest verified speeds in WordPress.
And
No,
boomers
he's
can
like a born again preacher, like one of those people who's like, I used to party, I used to have orgies, I used to do all this like sinful stuff, but I don't anymore, and I'm better now. And you are terrible. You are terrible if you do the fun things I do. And that's like that's his whole persona. He wanted to be a wrestler. Are you talking about Tom McDonald, right?
Yeah, Tom McDonald. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So he wanted to be a wrestler apparently, and then he was in like the Vancouver hip hop scene, and then he like overlapped with Swollen Members and Mad Child for a little while. And if you don't know these names, that's okay, that's fine. But like it's wild how he did this whole rebranding where he's like he got sober and now he like he believes in like fighting wokeness and SJWs and all that kind of stuff. Like he did a whole rebrand and then became really successful at it because
Wow.
yeah, it's like lower bar of entry than Christian music, I guess, kind of thing.
Oh, he does Christian music.
No, but it's just kind of like he wasn't successful as like a rapper until he became a MAGA rapper, and then as a Canadian MAGA rapper, he's like he's charting.
He's been leaning hard on that. That grift is real. That grift is very, very real. Are you, Lance? Are you working on his unauthorized documentary as well?
No, I just I just covered. I just
Lance
like
got the information, baby.
I'm like, wow.
Well,
tell me his whole
no,
story, please.
I just did a story on him, and it blew my mind finding out that he's Canadian because he's got this song with another dude from Vancouver called Mad Child, and the two of them are singing about Trump, and it's like you won't vote for Trump, but you do. I'm like, they're both Canadian. They're both from Vancouver. I was like, this is so wild. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Americans love him.
And his tattoo
I didn't
on
know
his,
he was
on
a-
his lip
I
is
didn't
like
know he was a-
hog, right?
Oh, I don't know about his tattoo.
I think it says
Yeah, I
didn't know he
hog.
was a pro
So he
wrestler,
thinks he's
though.
an American hog.
I think he was an amateur
Oh.
wrestler, not a pro wrestler.
He's LARPing
No,
as
he's
an
a
American.
pro.
Get his-
They
I'll get his
wanted
name
you to
for you.
specifically know that, Matt, in my chat.
LARPing.
Dicey wanted me to tell you specifically that he
All-star,
was a
Matt.
former
That was
pro
his name.
wresler. So
All-
I
All-star.
did not
He
know
was the
that.
wrestler
This makes him a
All-star.
lot more.
All-star.
That makes it a lot more interesting. I mean, he wasn't
Wow.
nobody. He was basically, an indie guy. Like he was on the indie scene for a couple of years.
Oh, you knew All Star? Man, you know so much about wrestling.
Oh wow.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know who. I'm just looking it up now. I didn't even know he was a wrestler, but I'm looking it up now.
Okay.
He wasn't like with
I
WWE.
thought it was in the
or
dome,
anything.
Matt. I'm like, damn.
No.
Me
no.
too. I was like, that's
But
a
I'm-
deep cut.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Bender's quick. It must be tough growing up in a country where you won't be mowed down in the grocery store or school. True, while advocating for the very same policies in another country that you don't live in. Yeah, to perpetuate that.
Looking up some of his.
But you don't live here.
I mean, he didn't make it. I mean,
So failed wrestler, a failed
Yeah.
wrestler, but he knows how to spit some bores, sort of, I guess. But then he realized that the right wing was going to gobble him up. So he just decided, hey, let me just go after this 10 toes down and make just a whole bunch of bags. That's exactly what it sounds like, right? Because I mean, every single song he ever comes out with is something that has to do pro-Trump, or it's super right wing. I mean, it's still that, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
like he's
yeah.
basically.
He knows that he's
He's
mastered the art of pandering. Like
Exactly.
it's not about
He
anything.
knows his market.
Talent, like because the market he's appealing to, they don't like rap music. I mean, Ben Shapiro, he said rap is not real music. Like he's unironically said this
That's
before.
an actual quote. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, he
So
said
here
this
he is
before.
utilizing it to capitalize and to make a point, and he uses all of the hip hop structure and all of that to make his point. And I don't understand it. And it's like you were just judging it. You were just judging lyrics.
There's nothing to understand, unfortunately, right? Like there's no, yeah. Conscious Canuck, welcome. The Irish Bro, what is the difficult truth? I don't know, man. Life.
And you're telling Nikki, who we really need to talk about that too. But then you're telling Nikki to to take notes and all this other
Right.
stuff. You're mentioning these people. Nobody was looking for you. Nobody
No.
asked about you, and
No.
here you are. And
Call me, I'm epic. Don't be a wap. So cringe.
like making the scene, and then here, like, what was the point of the song? I really would love to know, because I don't really know where he was trying to go with it, what he was trying to do with it. His point was just like, I'm a white guy who speaks against the black community, but I can
Yeah.
still use this tool and monetize,
Yes.
capitalize.
That's literally it. Okay. It's not, there's no like deeper, like there's nothing deeper than that. Is Ben Shapiro, stop it. That's not appropriate.
off
He's
of
not,
it.
Ben Shapiro's not gay. Hello, possible ban evader. If you're a possible ban evader, just like, I don't know, maybe you don't belong here. An interesting video to react about financialization of the economy by an economics professor of the radical left. It's 3.5-minute video. Well, if we have time for it, just send it to me via Whispers, because I don't have any links activated.
Go number one and go back to talking about black folks and everything black on my show.
Mhm. But the real question now is, since there's a bunch of right wingers in music, there's Tim Pool, there's Ben Shapiro, but in terms of right wing rap, so my question to all of you is, who do you think is the king/queen of rap on the right now? Ben Shapiro or Linda Paulson? So if you haven't heard of Linda Paulson,
No, you didn't. And it better be good. No, you didn't.
Linda
No, you
Paulson
didn't.
is my personal favorite. I think that Linda Paulson.
Don't go for the queen.
Oh,
Don't
let's
go for
play
the
this
queen.
one. I haven't
Come on.
seen
Yeah.
this. I wanna
She's,
see
haven't
this.
seen this?
listen,
Oh,
No.
her
it's
flow is spectacular. The beat, oh my god! I mean, I'm just gonna play it for you, okay?
I'm getting excited now. Come
Ben,
on.
for sure.
All right, get ready, get ready.
No.
Whoa, be careful! I don't want to get copyright
Listen up
struck.
right here. There's a new name on the back.
I don't think there's any I don't think there's any copyright to be worried about with this one. Jebsy, welcome. Honestly, cringe is their comfort zone. They no longer have any shame about it. They just want to stop thinking and indulge in dopamine-inducing content/rhetoric. True.
My name is
Why did you stop? That slapped. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Ballot for the Senate this year. My name is Linda Paulson, Republican and awesome. Love God and family and the Constitution.
I've been memorized.
If I could get another
You played it too
conservative
much.
to run, nobody could do it, so I'm getting
It's a cell phone
it
ringtone.
done.
Oh my god. Man, you know,
Not the picture being blurry.
Pro-police, the right to bear arms, and the right to free speech. I want less government.
What
control
program
and
was it for
regulation.
that?
Want
Like,
to
did she
stop and
use for that?
expose all political corruption with integrity, morality, accountability.
Oh my
Government
God.
programs should lead to self-sufficiency and support traditional
what?
family.
50,
as the
girl, it's
fundamental
giving by
unit of
70.
society.
All right.
In schools, they are pushing for new beliefs. And just to clarify, as a female adult, I know.
Oh
what
my
a
god.
woman is.
I'm cringing into the next dimension. Who did it better, Benny or her? I have no idea. Okay? Like when I listen to when I listen to this is so like this is so forced. She better be accountable to the crimes against the ears. This is a crime against humanity, okay?
Wow, and she just went.
Yeah.
Transgender people
Had to end with
owned.
I love
Done.
this country. It's
Oh,
a
she's
blessing
back
to
again?
be free,
Stop it
but
right now.
freedom comes with
She's
Nope. I don't know what you're noping at, but okay.
done.
responsibility.
She been done. Wow, it's more than a minute. That should have been like 0
impressive
seconds
how
long.
Yeah.
Cardi,
By the way-
like Cardi B. I would rather listen to Cardi B, okay? And I'm not a big fan of her music either.
You guys seen the video of the it's like an old like early 90s or late 80s video of how to do hip hop, like how to dance hip hop. You ever seen
Oh
that?
my
The white
God, I
lady,
seen
she's
it.
like, and dance, and she's
Yes.
like doing all this
3,
weird
4, 5, 6,
weird-
7, 8,
I
9,
think-
10,
yeah.
It sounds
I don't know if
familiar.
I've seen that.
It's like she took the lessons from that
Cardi would record? Yeah, I would have to agree. 100%.
from that
Yes, she
from that
did.
video.
But with no move though, because that other lady, she gave you a little 1, 2, 5, 6, pop it up, down. Like she gave you that. this lady gave us not a thing. And talking about she was 50 on
She
that
just did
cake.
one move. She's like, that's the one thing I
She did
learned
this.
from
I
that
remember she did
tutorial.
this.
I don't know, man. You're a possible ban evader, so maybe this isn't the right channel for you. I literally didn't I just say that like links are limited and restricted in this channel? I don't know.
Yes.
And she did that. Yup. Hey, she
God.
did so. Wait, isn't that from like who's that from? That's from some
Pascal's
music
this.
video.
You talking about
this is-
something
this
something
is an old
Caribbean?
video privilege shot.
Them people what
It's
No.
it's from something. I'm trying to remember what it is.
it's
Some stupid song.
Yeah, like the bot automatically timed them out because of the new account, but also it's a potential ban evader. Which probably explains why it's a new account.
Like Lil Jon or something. I don't
it's
know what
one
it
of
is.
them.
It's one of
Oh,
those
you're
songs.
right. And it's coming to me right now, but it's not coming to me. But it's there.
It's that.
there. Damn it.
Pascal,
you
can
know
you see
exactly what I
the
mean.
can you see the chat? Is it this video?
Oh, yes.
This one from like 13 years ago. Is this the one?
Let me take a look. Hold on. Yes. Yes.
This is this? David,
Yes,
can you play it?
1,000
I've never seen
times.
this. I want to see
Yes.
this.
It is
video?
so bad. Oh my god! You just gotta scroll through a
this
little
is
bit.
exactly it.
If you play it, you just gotta scroll through a little bit so you can get to her, and she's just like, it is this,
And a 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4.
yeah. And she's,
Oh,
you gotta use. It's so bad.
You guys
It's
are
so
crazy.
amazing. Oh.
But so you guys consider her. I know Mike was asking, who's the better rapper there. Do you consider that Republican woman a better rapper? Play that though. Play that real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on. I only found this channel today, yeah, because your account is from today. Enjoy the show. You may be able to chat later. Yeah, I suspect that. Yeah, you only found this channel today because your account was made today.
You gotta take a look at this.
We gotta
1,
learn first.
2,
Let's go.
3, 4, hit. Ah. And,
Yes.
The more relaxed you are, that's what makes it hip hop.
Oh, thank you so much for playing that. That's
That's what it
exactly
is.
what I mean. She learned that. She's like,
I need
okay,
that.
for being
We
90
have
years
this.
old.
Boom, bam, every
He
time.
did
Boom,
start the video with a little bit of
or,
that.
Your hands are always
She did the turn
like
and she
this.
came back around.
Start out just hitting it.
I'm not sure if this is copyright music or
Oh my
but
God,
be
I've
careful
seen this.
skipping through.
I don't
Be
think it
careful.
is.
That's what
Baggy
he said,
pants
hitting it.
and no baggy pants.
You see,
They have
She's
no
trying to
baggy
she's trying to
pants
explain
and no
people the
sneakers.
swagger.
I was
The
wild.
the
I
clothing.
didn't know what to think about that.
very Ben Shapiro, right? That's a Ben Shapiro had to
Wow.
watch that to say how to be hip hop, right? They will they will not look at us to be hip hop. They gonna go look at somebody else that's describing us or hip hop or blackness, and they got to be white. If the white person is explaining how to be black, it got to be right during Black
Man,
History Month.
that is-
Not during Black History Month.
That's terrible.
We give these white folks a little bit too
And the
much.
Hambliss, welcome.
African piece, it
Hip-hop.
was like this,
Yeah.
but in hip hop,
Nice.
it's like this. So there's a difference.
There was a difference with the fist.
Like,
And it's like
that's
what
like
made
that.
it hip
Oh my
hop.
god.
Release the hand.
I don't know.
She
And
sounds
just
like
contract
Nikki Haley. A little bit.
the body like so.
I'm
That's
not sure how much more we can take of this. Yeah, a little bit more. It's
Out of all of these, I don't know.
too good. It's too good.
I'm sorry, guys, but after seeing
But they're not-
this, I'm drinking straight black coffee for at least a week. No more creamer,
Average
no
points.
nothing.
Oh,
no.
shit.
I don't want to see the music just in case, but
It's gonna do when hip hop goes out.
Oh.
Hip hop is an attitude. It's right here. It's how you feel. It's a style.
Vibe. Nice.
Oh my
So it can go
Oh.
out. Hit.
You guys.
Hit. Flex foot.
Yeah, I think I cringed into the next dimension. They gave her a small part in the opening. No, I didn't see. I don't watch SNL. I'm sorry. I don't watch SNL. Like I think from what I vaguely saw on social media, was something to do with something to the effect of like her making fun of herself for not being able to just straight up say like the cause of the Civil War is slavery. I saw the clip. Wonder if she was invited or if it was a paid placement. I don't know. I don't know.
Where did she go?
Get back. It's all in your
Not the
attitude. It's right here in your faces and how you dress.
Not
It's the way you
Black
look.
History
I want
Month.
to tell you another
You
thing
watch
that makes
the
hip hop hip hop.
She watched the Greeks, the HBCU Divine Nines. She's talking about,
Stop.
you go underneath the leg. Come on now.
Stop.
all right. One last one. Oh god.
What is that?
The whole squad's here.
All right, we can-
Phenomenal stuff. She was re-asked a question about the Civil War. Starts with an S and ends with this slavery. Yeah, okay, so it was something to that effect. I didn't see the clip though, unfortunately. Is SNL cool? I like it, but I'm old. Yeah, I don't watch SNL mainly because I don't watch a lot of TV like that. All right. That was a phenomenal meme, okay? That was great. All right. But like actually on to like actual news, okay?
Donald Trump's Truth Social has never been on solid footing. I mean, ever since the thing launched, it's basically been hemorrhaging money. At one point last year, they only had
All free on YouTube, really? Like that's how completely out of touch I am with like a lot of these late night like shows and stuff like that from cable. I just don't watch them, so I forgot that was like a thing. No, why just keep goofing off? All right, that was the that was the dopamine part of the part of the stream. Okay, it only goes downhill from here. Okay.
had enough cash on hand to get through for another couple months, but somehow they've managed to limp along, hoping that eventually that merger deal with Digital World Acquisition was going to take place. And unfortunately for Truth Social, that deal continuously has been put on hold. And now, according to a massive new report from the Washington Post, we know part of the reason why the deal is on hold. You have investigators teaming up.
What? A dude who has an entire history an entire rap sheet of history of cons and doing weird, funny business with money is under investigation for checks notes. Another another weird, sketchy business dealing? No way. No way. Yeah, gravity enhanced content. I like to watch John online too. He has some good stuff sometimes. Yes. Yes. Those clips actually get recommended to me ever so often, so I do manage to catch them ever so often. I think he did his show on HBO, right? I used to have a subscription a very long time ago, but yeah.
Up from the FBI, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Department of Homeland Security. All of them are now working together to investigate this potential merger. And this team has been described in a new court filing, federal filing, as, quote, one of the government's most elite anti-money laundering teams.
Oh, dude, no way. No way. Once again, a dude who has a massive history of making like con after con after con is engaging in a checks notes. Another con? Wow. I was disappointed I couldn't watch the Grammy performance on YouTube. I had to sub to Paramount or Hulu to watch the entire show. Yeah, I don't have any of those. I don't have any of those. That's right. Join the Discord. Do the YouTube. Especially do the YouTube thing, okay? If you're on the YouTube, do the like and do the, subscribe and all that awesome stuff.
So they're looking not just at some potential SEC violations, but also at potential money laundering. Now, before I go any further, it's important to remember that so far, Donald Trump himself has not been accused of any wrongdoing here. In fact, Truth Social itself, Trump Media and Technology that owns Truth Social, has not necessarily been accused of doing any.
What do you do for entertainment? 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 My entertainment is doom scrolling politics. My form of entertainment is doom scrolling politics, okay? But on a serious note, yeah, what is free time? On a serious note, I generally just go on hikes, work on the garden, or, well, it's winter right now, but that's all gonna change soon. Video games, yeah. I do have some stream services, like, Prime. I like to volunteer for things that will never make me money. Hey, same.
Anything wrong. Most of what's been accused so far and what's been investigated is what happened with Digital World. And there's two very important pieces to it. The first one is the one that we've known about for quite some time, where you have...
You're one of those outdoors granola types? Oi! I don't eat granola, okay? Granola is like... I eat granola sometimes, okay? But I don't eat... When I go hiking, I definitely don't bring granola with me, okay?
Have a man by the name of Patrick Orlando. He is the chief executive of Digital World, and the SEC is looking into whether or not Mr. Orlando had been having conversations with Donald Trump or anyone at Trump Media and Technology about a potential merger before Digital World raised the funds. Now, if those conversations did take place prior to the raising of funds, that is illegal. That's a federal crime. You cannot do that when you're an acquisition company like Digital World. You have to raise all the money first. Everybody puts their money into the pot. Then you identify a target. If you identify a target first and then raise money, that's illegal. I don't know why. I mean, it kind of does seem a little silly, but those are the laws. That's the rules they have to follow. So Patrick Orlando and Digital World are being investigated because it really appears, based on conversations, that they did have talks with Donald Trump about acquiring them before they raised the money. Now, the second part, this is an even bigger part. This is the money laundering part. Because apparently, in order to raise money to merge with Trump's media and technology group, they reached out to investors overseas, Russia and Ukraine specifically. So the Department of Homeland Security and the...
Oh, man. Oof. And all this time, like, people, like, these far-right people gave so much freaking grief over, like, the Russia hoax investigation. Yeah. Oof. Invented the indoors for a reason. It's dangerous out there. I don't disagree. If you're in America, not really a joke. No, it's not. Like, unironically, no, it's not. Like, if I'm home, which I am home a lot of the time, I'm gonna be playing video games or doom scrolling, okay? Like you said, AT, bad guy does bad things. Big news. More at 11.
The FBI have teamed up with the SEC because it appears that some of the foreign investors may have used dirty money obtained through illegal means, to invest in Digital World. Then once the merger was announced and they made huge profits, they withdrew the money. So now the money they have, instead of being from illegal activities, oh, no. This big pot, it's all our profits from Digital World acquisition. That's how money laundering works. You take a pile of ill-gotten money, you put it in a legitimate source, then you remove it from...
Yes. That's literally, I learned that in Breaking Bad, okay? Saul Goodman taught us that.
The legitimate source, and it looks like the money is clean. Literally, that's how money laundering works. So that is what they're looking at. And it's not just, oh, we think this happened. No, it is so much more intense than that. They actually had people wear wires, have conversations with these donors, with other people involved. They've got them on tape. They've got them on video. They truly went undercover, like old school spy type stuff that you would see in movies, to get all of this information. So, it looks like they've got these guys cold. Does that mean that Digital World will not be able to purchase Truth Social? That remains to be seen, but if they find out that some of the money used in that initial Digital World acquisition fundraising haul, if that was dirty money, the deal is dead. And based on what we know so far, based on what those undercover agents were able to find, kind of looks like Digital World was filled, at least at one point, with a lot of dirty money. One of today's video sponsors is Miracle Made.
Cool. Wow. The front runner for the Republican Party, everyone. Let's take a look at this, because this is kind of important, okay? This is actually kind of very sort of really important. Digital World used Pigpen as a go-between. Is that another company? If they took a hard look at any random company, I bet they'd find illegal shit. Corporation corruption is everywhere. True. That is very true, especially the bigger corporations. New York lawmakers have introduced 3 bills that would make it impossible, almost impossible, for businesses to operate in the state if they steal workers' wages. Oh, from the okay, gotcha. Okay. If these bills become law, any boss that steals over $1,000 from workers could be forced to shut down. This legislation is sponsored by Jessica Ramos, Kenny Burgos, Harvey, and Representative Harvey and Rosenthal. The first bill would let the state liquor authority suspend liquor license for bars and restaurants that the Department of Labor has determined that they owe their workers more than $1,000. According to the news, yeah, that's like all employers. Exactly. Exactly. According to the document, the article, and ProPublica, more than $52 million has been stolen from people working in restaurants in New York, more than any other industry, and accounting for more than 25% of all reported wage theft. The second bill would let the Department of Labor place a stop work order on any business that has wage theft claims of at least $1,000. The third bill, which is phenomenal, by the way, like if this ever, like this is the kind of stuff that should be, that should be just like as a default. But yeah, $1,000 is not a lot in terms of like wage theft. Like the Simulacra said, it's like literally any like all employers. The third bill, yes, these are New York State bills. Yes. The third bill allows the tax department to suspend a business certificate of authority, which allows it to collect sales tax and conduct business in cases where wage theft exceeds the $1,000. Altogether, this set of bills have been dubbed the Wage Theft Deterrence Package and constitutes an extremely powerful toolkit to halt the rampant wage theft that plagues workers in New York. The restaurant lobby is going to crush the legislation. Well, they're going to try. That's for sure. I think this is it here. Need a little more context at the end here. The three bills include a provision that allows employers to avoid these punishments if they do resolve the issue within 15 days. Each year, more than $1 billion is stolen from the pockets of hardworking New Yorkers by unscrupulous employers, often targeting the workers with the fewest resources to fight back, said Assembly Member Rosenthal. If they're not called Congress members, Assembly members. If business refuses to do the right thing and pay their workers what they're owed, the New York State should hold them accountable. The bills were praised by worker advocates and urban study academics, including James Parrott at the New School Center for New York City Affairs, who said the bills need to be needed to put more teeth into New York's enforcement center. We owe it to hardworking, low-wage workers and law-abiding employers. I can't stay in business if I have to pay a living wage. Good. Exactly. So this is pretty good. I like this a lot. And if it should happen to become law, this would be huge. If it were to become law, this would be huge. And if it should become law and is enforced and works properly and as intended, I hope that more states take notes and start doing their own wage theft legislation. This is a step in the right direction, 100%. I really hope that this law gets passed. anyone who lives in New York or knows somebody that lives in New York, definitely this is something to pay attention to, especially when it comes to state and local politics. How do they define wage theft? That is a good question. Let me see if I can go back to it. Legislation was prompted by reports of rampant wage thefts in the state, including a series of stories published by Documented and ProPublica that revealed more than 127,000 New Yorkers have been victims of wage theft during a 5-year period, but that the New York State Department of Labor was unable to recover $79 million in back wages owed to them. Among the reasons for the agency's low recovery rate was understaffing and poor tools for recovering wages and enforcing judgments. So basically, like anything that's owed to you that you didn't receive is considered wage theft. Because, like, you can go on the state's, Department of Labor and basically initiate a wage theft claim. And if those claims reach more than $1,000, according to this legislation, should something like this pass, it would essentially shut them down. That's awesome legislation, but the bigger problem is the real estate costs everywhere. It's already at the point where bottom 70% of labor can't afford to own or rent a residence anywhere. Yes, that's true. That is very true. The other problem is the legislation will generate so many claims that it will take years to resolve them. Maybe, maybe not. Nobody's buying their empty luxury home, so something has to give. Yeah, but when we get to that point, it's going to be pretty bad for you know, I mean, like, granted, this is kind of like the end game of how this all works out, but that's going to be really bad. They're going to close down every business, really, and how long will it take? How many warnings? Well, I don't think you get a warning. I think that from what I'm reading is that, like, the moment you have been found that you have engaged in wage theft over that amount, then, like, it automatically, you know, stops your business until you resolve it. You can avoid any problems, any you know, you can avoid the penalty of having your business stopped if you resolve the wage theft issue within the X amount of time. I think it was 15 days. So if you figure that out, and essentially a pay period, then you'll be fine. So, like, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that, like, as soon as, you know, it crosses over that threshold, you immediately, like, get shut down. It just means that if you don't pay your workers what you owe them, wage theft, and it passes a certain amount, which is $1,000, and you don't fix that within the allotted time, then you know, things start to happen. There's going to be another real estate crash likely this year, maybe next. If there isn't, it will scale up to the point where even rich people will not be able to afford housing. Jesus Christ. I'm glad this seems to be the only thing that would remedy, because wage theft is a much bigger problem than shrinkage. I think so. And there's not a lot of legislation out there that actually even, like, by name addresses wage theft to this degree. Like, yeah, I think most, you know, yeah, you can, like, file your report with the Department of Labor or whatever from your state, but, like, there's, you know, wage theft is a huge problem, and I personally have not seen legislation like this to seriously, you know, like, they're literally going to threaten to shut you down if you're stealing your workers' wages. Glimmers of hope. I went to the Department of Labor about misclassification status 2 years later, and they haven't done shit. That's unfortunate. That's why it's important. That's why I'm happy that, you know, at the very least, there's some recognition of the, you know, problem, at least when it comes to wage theft, being done here. Penalty also needs to be a massive fine. The problem with these laws is they cost the state money to enforce. That's true. That's very true. Oh wait, no, there are fines that there are fines that that are being put here. Sorry, I'm just like perusing the bill here. Failure to comply failure to comply shall, in addition to any other penalties that would be authorized by the law, which, you know, I guess there are other penalties that would come into play. You can also receive a penalty of not less than $1,000 and not more than $5,000 for each day that you are found not to be to be not in compliance. So the first is 1,000, not less than 1,000, and then 5,000, not more than 5,000 for each day on the daily that you are not in compliance. So yeah, no, this definitely comes with some, you know, with some teeth there. I just, you know, didn't have the I just don't have like the time to go through the whole thing. But yeah, definitely definitely this does include whatchamacallit, penalties. The only way I see the real estate problem getting fixed is by heavily taxing investment property and streamlining selling to renters for nickels on dollar to avoid tax penalties. Chances of that happening? I mean, like, I think that the commercial real estate is even the commercial real estate is where it's at in terms of like the bubble. The housing market as it is pretty is teetering. But yeah. Ron DeSantis, champion of the poor, so much so that he wants to put them in camps. Yes. Florida could adopt cutting-edge solution to the homeless crisis, camps. We need national rent control laws in the short term. Yeah, along with, in combination with a few other things, yes. Yes. Could do with some regulation when it comes to like these big investment firms, like these you know, your BlackRock types. Could do with putting some regulation where they can't just sweep up entire freaking blocks of housing. Like they just can't be allowed to do that. Like these these huge investment companies or whatever they're called. Yeah. Failed presidential candidate Ron DeSantis on Monday, today, endorsed a statewide strategy for dealing with the homeless that Republican lawmakers say it's the first of its kind. The first of its kind. In short, put homeless in camps. Legislators in the last week advanced bills that would require counties to ban homeless from sleeping in public places and allow them to stay in designated camps with security, sanitation, and access to behavioral health services. Although DeSantis said the legislation is still a work in progress, he endorsed the goal of moving homelessness off the streets. He also said it was open to assigning money to help local governments treat and house the homeless. We feel like the legislature is willing to lean on this, and we want there to be offer support, but it's got to be done right. It's got to be done in ways that focus primarily on ensuring public order, quality of life, and ensuring that people's property values are maintained. Jesus Christ. What sounds like an unusual and to some people mean-spirited idea to address the growing number of homeless has divided lawmakers and homeless advocates alike. To Democratic lawmakers and most homeless advocates, it's a clumsy one-size-fits-all approach that will lead to more arrests of the homeless. It could also run counter to the federal best practices, which is encourage moving the homeless into transitional permanent housing, i.e. just give them freaking housing. Like all of this is like just way more economic. All of this. It's just way more economic for everybody involved if we just give them houses. The fact that the bill has support of a Texas venture capitalist think tank who advocates for tent cities instead of permanent housing is another red flag. Yeah, I would say so. But the legislation has notable support of Ron Brook, the one-time chairperson of the board of Miami-Dade Homeless Trust, a widely praised for its success in eliminating homelessness. Book, who's a powerful Tallahassee lobbyist, acknowledges the idea is not perfect. Tent cities don't work. He said in Miami-Dade County will never do mass encampments. They made a program here called MFTE targeted at apartment complexes. It gives a huge tax break if 20% of your unit are low income. So they rent all their cheapest studio apartments as low income and then charge huge rent on the rest. Jesus. That's absurd. Quote, but he's in favor of the legislation because it's a good start and because who is sponsoring it. Representative Gam Garrison, Fleming Island, a future Speaker of the House of Representatives who could become a lifeline for future homeless efforts. You have leadership tackling the issue of homelessness. We haven't had that in the books before. He acknowledged that he's heard from advocates who strongly disagree with the proposal. Senator Rosalind Osgood of Tamarack condemned the idea during a Senate committee. Once a homeless young mother struggling with addiction, she said the bill would have caused her to worry about being arrested and separating from her children simply for taking a nap somewhere. I just keep thinking of being out there with my baby, she said. HB 1365 and SB 1530 would prohibit local governments from allowing sleeping or camping on public property and right-of-way. However, the counties and municipalities could designate some land in a location that does not adversely or materially affect nearby residential commercial properties for camping and sleeping. To ensure counties are obeying the law, legislation would allow a person or business to sue the county, with the county picking up the legal fee if the lawsuit was successful. Quote, dubbed the Florida model, the idea is intended to get local governments to help with the homeless while clearing them out of public spaces. We're not going to allow the public space that we all enjoy that is essential for a thriving community to be lost. We're just not going to do it. And OK Live, welcome. Did you see El Salvador's election results? I mean, it's kind of easy to predict, but still, did that guy win? The fascist dude? What was it that he put in his bio? The coolest dictator? World's coolest dictator? Yeah. A lack of affordable housing has caused more and more Americans to become unhoused, sleeping in public parks, campgrounds, or in their car. Some housed homeless stay with family or friends, even if they can't afford it. Motels, school districts, and colleges are reporting thousands of homeless students. Tampa Bay Coalition's nonprofits, funded by federal and local sources, employ a range of strategy to address homelessness, from buying and refurbishing shelters to helping homeless defeat addiction. In the face of increasing homelessness, however, some local governments around the state have struggled to come up with solutions. Several have banned panhandling. The city of West Palm blasted annoying songs such as Baby Shark to keep people from sleeping in its waterfront park. That's wild. That's actually a crime against humanity. Bukele, yeah, that's the guy. I get the point. It's not fun to come across an encampment with drug users at a park with your kid, but Florida's a rich state and give people housing, not tents. Yeah, and also, like, address the actual, like, cause of the issue, which is socioeconomic most of the time. And, like, the people who need help should, the whole thing should be, like, the whole idea of, like, trying to get people help with addiction, like, destigmatize and push addiction programs that are completely free, and housing and job programs. The city of what this is actually actual torture. Imagine, like, listening to Baby Shark. Miami Beach last year allowed homeless to be arrested if they declined placement in a shelter, a strategy DeSantis lauded on Monday. Miami Beach police arrested 20 people under the ordinance last year, most of whom were sleeping on the beach, according to police reports. And, like, also, like, how are you going to help people by arresting them, giving them a record, and now if they do attempt to get a job or whatnot, that's going to be on their record, right? Baby Shark, do 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 do. Garrison said his legislation is targeting the chronically homeless who are mentally ill, are suffering from substance abuse, or can't be persuaded to move into housing. He said his legislation could change as he talks to people, but the current status quo of letting people sleep anywhere outside is inhumane. I'm open to any number of ideas as long as the status quo is not an option. As one of the supporters of legislation is the Cicero Institute, a think tank created by the Austin-based venture capitalist Joe Lonso, who supported Governor DeSantis' failed presidential campaign. The institution believes that the federal strategy on homelessness to eliminate it by eventually getting them to live in permanent housing is a failure. That's not entirely true. Come on. We've seen plenty of pilot programs across the world, and I'm pretty sure it's happened here in the States too, but we've seen plenty of pilot programs that are wildly successful. Building housing supports cronyism. It has pushed to, as opposed to, being engaged, actively engaging in cronyism yourself. It has pushed other states to criminalize homelessness, but also has support to make it easier to build affordable housing, which is just a subsidy for landlords. The public is not willing to deal with the status quo on homelessness anymore, said Brian Sunderland, who leads the Institute's government efforts. Let's get people off the streets and help them get the help, they need. The organization is registered to lobby for the bill, but both Garrison and Sunderland said the idea for legislation came from Garrison. Some lawmakers have cited their association as a reason to vote for the legislation, however. Who wrote this article? I'll tell you right now. This is the Tampa Bay, I think. Yeah, the Tampa Bay Times. And the person writing it, Lawrence Mower. I saw it on the Miami Herald and thought it might be the same one. I mean, a lot of these newspapers end up being, consolidated. That might be the case. This is drafted from probably a think tank somewhere as a good idea for people who have never experienced homelessness who don't live here, said Senator Jason Pizzo of Miami before voting against the bill last month. The legislation also run up against practical concerns such as how much tent communities could be kept safe and how homelessness could be forced into them. Right, I mean, like, it kind of is, right? Because if not, you'll be arrested. So it is coercive. Housing them in prisons to use them as free labor, exactly. Homeless people just want free stuff like life. If they want life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, they can earn it. As said to us by the very famous quote said to us by the founding fathers. If you want free stuff like life, liberty, or pursuit of happiness, then you can earn it. Exact quotes. Not that everyone deserves these. What is it? What are they? Was it the inalienable rights? The inalienable rights? Is that what it is? Pretty sure it's related. What do I know? The legislation also isn't tied to any additional funding, although the House's proposed budget includes $20 million for additional homeless services, most notably creating tent encampments running counter to the federal Housing First approach, which focuses on eliminating homelessness by getting people housed. Unlike past strategies, it does not require recipients with substance abuse disorders to become sober before being housed. Yeah, I think it's backwards. You need to get people to a safe place and then offer them in a stigma-free environment, services that they may require, they may need, I should say. Garrison's proposal would require those in tent sites to abstain from drugs and alcohol. The strategy has been successful, particularly in Miami-Dade County, long considered the state's model for how to eliminate homelessness. In 1992, it created the First Nations dedicated funding source for homeless service in the form of a 1% food and beverage tax. The County Homeless Trust Fund has purchased and refurbished motels to house the homeless, and it sends outreach workers into the community to give medications to homeless who have not yet moved into housing. Since the early 90s, the county has since gone from more than 8,000 homeless to less than 1,000 in Miami-Dade County, Homeless Trust's more recent count from August of last year. Garrison said the county has done an amazing job. Legislation that could upend communities' current homeless strategies is concerning, said Annie Lord, Executive Director of Miami Homes for All, which works to create and preserve affordable housing. It could just have a lot of potentially unintended consequences. Like, if you mean like eliminating homelessness, meaning like they're just in like tent cities, and like, yeah, it's not really going to do anybody any good. When like at the end of the day, like really, it's much cheaper and economical to just make sure that everyone has housing. Branded tents. Support is key, housing first, but if the follow-up support isn't great, it will fail. Yeah, absolutely. Folks, we finally might have an idea for who might be Trump's running mate. Yep, that's right. This isn't going to take long, so we're just going to speed run through this. In an interview with Maria Bartiromo, Trump gave his hint at what potential candidates he might be looking at. It's got to be who's going to be a good president. Obviously, you always have to think that because in case of an emergency, things happen, right? No matter who you are, things happen. That's got to be number one. So just to, not hide the ball here. It looks like one of the names that popped up was Senator Tim Scott, the failed presidential candidate, knows that someone who can provide conjugal visits. Is it Mike Lindell? No. And the second one is Kristi Noem. Trump went on to praise South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem as well, noting that she said publicly that she would never run against him because I could never beat him. So essentially, like, the only reason he picked her is because she basically said that she would never run against the dear leader. And Tim Scott apparently is being chosen because, quote, I watched him in the last week defending me and sticking up for me and fighting for me. So yeah, they just scrolled like all the Republican like roster and picked like the latest ones that were incredibly sycophantic to him, and like that's who he put at the top of the list. I just heard that she was banned from some tribal land. Yes, we'll get to that in a second. This is the same governor who was banned from tribal land over U.S.-Mexico border, comments blatant disrespect. The South Dakota tribe has banned Republican Governor Kristi Noem from Pine Ridge Reservation. What about Tucker? Nah, he's not on. He didn't make the list. Okay, he wasn't sycophantic enough. Also, I don't even know if Tucker even wants to be anywhere near that, in my opinion. Yes, right. Bend the knee. A South Dakota tribe has banned Republican Governor Kristi Noem from the Pine Ridge Reservation after she spoke this week about wanting to send razor wire and security personnel to Texas to help deter immigration at the U.S.-Mexico border. South Dakota? Ah, yes. Known border state, South Dakota. Known southern border state, South Dakota, to deter immigration at the U.S.-Mexico border, and also said cartels are infiltrating the state's reservations. Jesus. Effort will do anything for attention, Drew. Due to the safety of the Oyate effective immediately, you are hereby banished from the homelands of the Oglala Sioux tribe, said President Frank Starr. Comes out and said in a statement addressed to Noem, Oyate is a word for people or nation. Starr comes out, accused Noem, who has been campaigning for former President Trump, of trying to use the border issue to help get Trump reelected and boost her chances of becoming his running mate. Many of those arriving at the U.S.-Mexico border are indigenous people from places like El Salvador, Guatemala, and Mexico who come in search of jobs and a better life. They don't need to be put in cages and separated from their children like they did during during the Trump administration, or to be cut up by razor wire furnished, of all places, by South Dakota. Starr comes out, also addressed Noem's remarks in the speech to lawmakers Wednesday, in which he said a gang calling itself the Ghost Dancers is murdering people on the Pine Ridge Reservation and is affiliated with the border crossing cartel that uses South Dakota reservations to spread drugs throughout the Midwest. Jesus Christ. Whew. Tucker's done, isn't he? He's just another forgotten Republican, has been hacked now, like the others before him. Kind of. Essentially, he just, like... he just lives in, like, Twitter basement, essentially. Essentially, that's what happened. He lives in the proverbial basement known as Twitter. Starr comes out, said he took deep offense at a reference saying the ghost dance is one of the Oglala Sioux's most sacred ceremonies and was used with blatant disrespect and is insulting to our Oyate. Drug and human trafficking are occurring throughout South Dakota and surrounding states, not just on Indian reservations, said Starr comes out. CBS affiliate Kello reports drugs are being spread from places like Denver directly to reservations as well as off-reservation cities and towns in South Dakota. Reservations cannot be blamed for drugs ending up in Rapid City, Sioux Falls, and even places like Watertown and Castlewood. This was going on even when Trump was president. He added that the tribe is a sovereign nation and does not belong to the state of South Dakota. Noam responded Saturday in a statement saying it is unfortunate that the president, Starr comes out, chose to bring politics into a discussion regarding the effects of our federal government's failure to enforce laws about the southern border and on tribal lands. My focus continues to be working together to solve these problems. Hard to get a job after you cost the company $750 million. Yep. Now he's just a dude who goes out and makes a show that nobody watches. Only available on X, I guess. Twitter. His most recent episode was a bombshell interview with Vladimir Putin himself, apparently. As I told bipartisan Native American legislators earlier this week, I'm not the one with a stiff arm here. You can't build relationships if you don't spend time together, she added. I stand ready to work with any of our state's Native American tribes to build such a relationship. And why did you make the insinuation that, like, the Native Americans were, like, involved in this? Particularly being incredibly insulting. In November, Starr comes out, declared a state of emergency on the Pine Ridge Reservation due to increasing crime. A judge ruled last year that the federal government has a treaty duty to support law enforcement on the reservation, but he declined to rule on the funding level the tribe sought. Noam has deployed the National Guard troops to the Mexican border 3 times, as have some other Republican governors. The border crisis is growing worse under President Biden's willful inaction. She said when announcing a deployment of troops in 2021, she drew criticism for accepting $1 million donation from a Republican donor to help cover the cost of a 2-month deployment of 48 troops there. Why don't the Native Americans trust us to work in good faith? I wonder. I just posted a meme in the Discord meme channel. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. What border is South Dakota afraid of? Brown people. Because we all know South Dakota is a southern border state. Senators release a border and Ukraine deal, but the House Speaker declares it dead on arrival. Senators on Sunday released a highly anticipated $118 billion package that pairs border enforcement policy with wartime aid for Ukraine and Israel and other allies, but it ran quickly into a wall of opposition from top House Republicans, including Speaker Johnson. The proposals could be the best chance for Biden to resupply Ukraine with wartime aid, a major foreign policy goal that is shared with both the Senate's top Democrat, Chuck Schumer, and top Republican Mitch McConnell. A true bipartisanship. The Senate was expected this week to hold a key test to vote on the legislation, but within hours of the text being released, Johnson said on social media that it would be dead on arrival if it reaches the House. So, like, honestly, this, this is going to be another fight. I'm not sure. And again, I don't know. Canada's a southern border country. I don't know why Biden continues to try to indulge the delusions of the right wing while eagerly giving them everything that they want, essentially. And also, just out of like quick curiosity, do you know how much things like we could do with 118 billion? 118 billion? They don't want the problem solved because Trump wants to run on the border issue. Right. So then again, like if it is truly an issue, then sounds like you don't really want to solve it. Or maybe it's a manufactured issue. Bipartisan support to bomb brown people. Yes, there's always bipartisanship. There's always money to do that, right? Senators have been working for months on the carefully negotiated compromise intended to overcome the opposition from conservatives who have tired of funding Ukraine's fight. But the coming days will be a crucial test of whether congressional leaders can once again muscle their members to support a package designed to assert American strength and commitment around the world. Okay. How about like using $118 billion to give healthcare? I read something earlier that like basically with maybe a fourth of that. Maybe with a fourth of that money, we could solve homelessness. Can you imagine? Yeah, crazy talk, I know, right? DHS isn't allowed that, but you can boat and swim across the river. We can pay every single college student tuition for the year and have money left over. Can you imagine? The Senate border deal and foreign aid package released on Sunday would implement strict limits along the U.S. southern border that have not previously been enshrined into law and would, in effect, severely curtail asylum at the U.S. border, a break from a decade-long protocol. This is the border. This is the compromise that Biden is signaling that he wants on his desk. Okay? This is the so-called compromise. This is a so-called compromise. The construction lobby doesn't have as much money as the military contractors lobby to buy out politicians. Well, I'm pretty sure the construction lobby isn't interested in just building homes for the homeless. Although I suppose they could make money with the government contracts, I suppose. The construction industry can make tons of cash building for the homeless. Yeah. That's true. Came as an afterthought. If passed, the bill would dramatically change immigration law for the first time in decades. The package paves the way for a key vote in the chamber this week with legislation at risk of failing. And if it does pass, setting up a clash with the White House in a sign of grim odds facing against the legislation, Speaker Johnson declared the deal dead on arrival. Here are key changes that are included in the bill. New emergency authority would restrict border crossings if daily average migrant encounters reach 4,000 over a 1 week span. If the metric is reached, the Homeland Security Secretary could decide to largely bar migrants from seeking asylum, even if they cross the border. If they cross the border unlawfully, even though asylum is completely legal. Seeking asylum is completely legal if migrant or should be in line with international law. If migrant crossings increase above 5,000 on average per day in a given week, DHS is required to use authority. If encounters reach 8,500 in one day, the department is required to trigger the authority. But if the federal government is limited, in how long it can use the authority. In the first year, the government can use it for 270 days, and 225 calendar days. In the second year, 180 days. In the third year, the authority sunsets after 3 years. Codifies a policy that requires the government to process at least 1,400 asylum applications at ports of entry where the emergency authorization is triggered. Yeah, it wants me to buy a hat. Look at that. Not just any hat, like one of these golf looking caps, right? These are like golf caps. I don't know. The riverside of Wayne County is a no-fly zone for civilians due to the bridge crossing. We get weekly flybys of Blackhawks, F-18s, and the occasional F-16. Raises the legal standard of proof to pass the initial screening for asylum, make it potentially more difficult for asylum seekers to pass, expedites the asylum processing timeline from years to 6 months, introduces a new process in which U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service would decide an asylum claim without it going through the immigration court system. The process doesn't apply to unaccompanied migrant children. What? iPokerface, thank you for the follow. Yeah, the computer thinks I'm 50 years, I guess. Although I will admit I was looking at Jeep parts because I need to work on the Jeep. So this is actually pretty valid, okay? This is actually pretty valid. Although I don't need any of these. But yeah. Preserves the president's authority to designate humanitarian parole on a case-by-case basis. President Biden has used the authority for Ukrainian, Afghans, Cubans, Venezuelans, and Haitians, among other populations. It includes a limited change that narrows the use of parole at land borders, authorizes 250,000 additional immigrant visas to spread out over 5 years for families, and applies to employment-based immigrants. Provides a pathway to citizenship for Afghans paroled in the U.S. states after the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan, and extends a special migrant visa program to for Afghans who worked for the government. Most of the money isn't even going to the border. Almost half of it's going to Israel. That's right. Also, I think like the Republicans don't want anything to do with this, because while like the new immigration bill would be would give like the executive a lot more authority. It grants certain pathways to citizenship, and like I think the Republicans aren't going to deal with that. This is why there's no point in like trying to like appease the far right. There's just literally no point. my main hobby is trolling right-wingers, but you're also cool to listen to? Well, I appreciate that. That too is a pretty good hobby. It is a noble cause, but you know, we're all just trying to do the Lord's work. Video that was sent to me. Oh, hey, no.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not.
My name is Kostas Lapavitsas. I teach economics and political economy at the University of London. And I've been working on money and finance and on the political economy of capitalism for many years now.
What is the financialization of capitalism?
Financialization, in my view, is constituted by three tendencies, three changes, three fundamental transformations at the grassroots of capitalist accumulation. The first, industrial and commercial enterprises, big business in particular, has moved away from banks for investment than it used to, but it has become financialized. In other words, it uses its own funds to engage in financial transactions and to make financial profits. Second, and related to the first, banks and other financial institutions have been transformed and they make profits. They engage in activities which relate less to big business. They draw profits by engaging in financial transactions, lending to other banks, and they also draw profits by engaging in financial transactions with households and individuals. And the third tendency of financialization involves working people, individuals, but also households. They have also become financialized. They have been drawn into the financial system, both to borrow, but also to hold financial assets in many different ways. The reason why this has happened is
because that's kind of like the end result in capitalism, right?
Because public provision of health, education, housing, pensions, and so on has retreated during the last 3 to 4 decades, and private provision has taken its place. Private provision is increasingly mediated by the financial system. And so financialization has penetrated everyday life, and that's the way people deal with a lot of their everyday needs. This transformation of capitalism represents a historical change, and it has led to a change in the class structure. A new layer of people has emerged that makes enormous profits out of the financial system. These profits are earned not by lending money, but by positioning and locating themselves into the financial system and earning these huge returns as bonuses, salaries, and so on. This system is profoundly unequal, prone to crisis, and highly unstable. And in my view, it ought to be reversed and overturned as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's just capitalism, right? Capitalism is capitalism-ing. That is the inevitability of what happens, right? Sometimes it's good to be positive. Relatively, yeah. Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, exactly. I guess out of the 4 futures, we're getting the rentism one. Yay. I need to actually read that book. Folks, if you enjoy the content, don't forget to hit the follow button. It really does help us out. I appreciate all the support. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the biddies. Thank you for the subscriptions. You guys are what makes this channel grow. Make sure you do all the awesome social media stuff. Follow the stream. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the stream. Do all the awesome stuff. Spread the word that we are here Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Join the Discord, okay? The last Saturday of every month, there's a movie. Make sure you check out the merch store. Do the things, you know. Do the awesome stuff. Your support is what makes this channel continue. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Heat. Thank you, Michael Hasser, for modding the chat. I appreciate it. Oh, look, it even answers to you if you click exclamation tip. That's cool. That's cool. I thought it just posted the link. I didn't even pay attention. I appreciate that. Please follow and subscribe. Yes, exactly. Mouselander. Movie night, exactly. Mouselander is a regular at the movie night events. Movie night warriors, exactly. Exactly. Join the Discord, okay? It's free. You get to hang out, and you also get to get any updates on the stream. You know, sometimes I'm not able to stream, and if I can't, I'll always post a little update on the Discord. In any case, folks, as always, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. See ya. Hang tight, everybody. Hang tight. Hang tight, everybody. We're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go show some love to Cosmopolitics, okay? It's sad we couldn't talk about Elmo. Maybe I'll make a statement tomorrow. Bye-bye.